Thank you. All right, so I'm here with the marketing hat on today. I have a 25-year-old marketing agency, and I've got 10 minutes to share 3 really important lessons with you. First one, at the beginning of any marketing engagement, what's the very first thing that's most important? Anyone? I'll answer because I'm limited on time. Awareness. That is why we start marketing. People have to know you exist to be in your groups. Awareness. Now I'm going to tell you a story that didn't turn out so well. So my digital marketing agency is 25 years old. I prided myself early on how great we were at SEO. So I started my company in 1999. In 2001, I launched an e-commerce store called wherebridesgo.com. Registered the trademark, worked really hard because I wanted to prove the concept of our strategy so that I could say we don't just do it for clients and talk about it, we do it for ourselves. We practice our techniques before we bring them to our clients. We got wherebridesgo.com to #1 in Google. It stayed #1 in Google for 6 years. For terms like wedding supplies, wedding accessories. You can imagine it's a very highly competitive market. I was doing $30,000 in business per month from that store, and that was not my primary business. It was insane. Then in 2009, Google, in its infinite wisdom, decided to change its algorithm, which it does many times per year, by the way. Literally overnight, our rankings disappeared. Gone. We weren't on page 1, we weren't on page 2, we weren't on page 10, we weren't on pages 1 through 100. $30,000 a month in revenue. I employed 2 family members that ran that business for me. So you can imagine how devastating that was financially for my company, an internet marketing agency, even though that wasn't our primary business. The lesson that I want you to take away from that as a business owner trying to market your own companies, your own businesses, is do not put all of your eggs in one basket. And especially if it's a basket you don't control. We ultimately recovered those Google rankings. We found out from the Penguin algorithm what it didn't like about how we managed Where Brides Go. There was nothing sinister or shady about what we were doing. We just happened to have 20 other sites that I owned pointing to wherebridesgo.com because they service the wedding industry, and my clients wanted to link to our store. Well, they saw it as spammy because we were an internet marketing agency, and they penalized our site overnight, affecting our bottom line. So that's story #1, lesson #1. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I don't care what the basket is. If you don't control it, don't put it all there. Second one. I have a client at Lake of the Ozarks who is a very well-known business that spent 5 years before they worked with us building their social media following, specifically Facebook, up to 25,000 followers, which is fantastic. That's what we strive to do when we're in the social media business. They did an amazing job of it. Overnight, Facebook, in its infinite wisdom, decided that they violated Facebook terms and they shut down their account. They appealed it. Nope. Then they called us. Can you please help? Maybe. According to Vern, that's a no, and it actually was a no. We tried. We tried to help them. And so my logical question was, well, you have these 25,000 followers, so you must have a list, right? You must have a mailing list, an email list. What do you mean? We don't do email. We do social media. Not good. When you are marketing your company, I don't care how you do it, and you're not just going to use one method, you're going to use a lot of methods. You're going to use social media, all the stuff, podcast, all the stuff. Drive your audience offline. Take them and get them into your list. Build your list. Marcus said the value's in the list. The value's in your audience, but if you haven't captured who that audience is, and you are renting the audience from a platform that you don't control, it's meaningless as soon as that audience is turned off for whatever reason outside your control. So that's the third lesson, own your list. Every single piece of marketing that you do, its intent, it should be to drive them off the platform and get them into your list, whether it's email or text. It's a hard lesson to learn if you don't do it. It could financially devastate your company. Third one, Tina referenced. Longevity is not our nature as entrepreneurs, because we like to move, we like to do things, but you have to nurture relationships. You capture people, you get them on your list, right? They find out about you, you get them on your list, and then they don't buy right away. Well, it's an overused analogy, but it's overused because it's true. It's like when you're dating, right? Somebody first, you walk in the bar, someone has to be aware you're there. They have to be curious about you. You don't come up and say, will you sleep with me tonight? Well, I mean, maybe you do. But the answer's not going to work out for you. And so maybe you go out on a few dates, maybe they do sleep with you, and then it's done. But what if you want to marry someone, right? It takes longer. You want them to buy from you. You want them to buy you for the rest of your life, the relationship, right? You want them to engage. It takes a long time, and it takes you offering value. And value, by the way, is not a bunch of emails saying, buy from me. So don't do that. Offer value. You have so much to bring to the table, so much experience to bring to the table. Give, give, give. It took Tina, after I was aware of her in LX Council, over 2 years to close me. And I'm really your ideal client. 2 years, the master. It took her 2 years. How long are you guys trying? Right? People who own businesses give up too soon. They give up too soon. Like, people give up right where they're on the, I can't even say this, precipice of success. And by the way, the higher dollar that you're asking for, the longer it takes. And I'll close with this. Let's say you get married. Don't stop, guys.
That's sexy.
Right? You know what happens. You've courted, you've dated, you brought flowers, you did all the things to get her there, and then you get married, and then don't stop. It's that way with your clients too. Thank you.
Oh, what's the instrument, Sandy? That you played with Jimmy Kimmel.